Konbanwa, everybody. Welcome back to Farham's commentaries of Resident Evil Deadly Silence, Classic Jill. And we finally entered the laboratory. One of the first of the creepy laboratories in video gaming, if I'm correct. It's also one of my favorites, even though it's relatively small compared to later laboratories that were introduced. But inevitably, the atmosphere here is creepy. Oh. Yeah. So main objective here. We use these 3 MO discs on a certain device so we can meet a certain somebody who's trapped in a cell. All the while, basically investigating the rest of this laboratory to find the biggest secret of them all. Will you take the slides? Sure, why not? Nothing over here. Alright, let's go online. If I were Chris, I would make the joke about internet porn. This is so cool. Umbrella has their own brand of computers. I mean, do you have any idea how awesome would that be to hear this every time you turn on your computer? Seems like also they use a very old-fashioned keyboard, where everything's alphabetical. I heard that these keyboards were taken out of service because they always, like, locked up or something. Or they just didn't work in general, so they replaced them with the keyboards we have now. Alright, yeah, I already knew the code beforehand. For those who are just going through the game, there's a certain room you have to go to, and you have to use your basic comparison skills to match up symbols with their translation, which is letters. My explanation's not going to do any justice, but you'll probably figure it out once you find the room and read the document that corresponds with the puzzle. But anytime I play this game, I usually just rush through it. Because I've played this game so many times, I usually know a lot of the things like the back of my hand. Even if I haven't played the game for months. Security system. Basement level 1, helicopter port. Helicopter port restricted to executive and government officials only. This restriction may not apply in case of an accident. Passage to the helicopter. No one is allowed to enter unless they are accompanied by a research consultant or security director. All others will be shot on sight. Elevator. The elevator stops during emergencies. Basement level 2. Visual data room. The visual data room is within the control of the Special Research Division. Keth Arving, the room manager, has jurisdiction over room usage. Basement level 3, prison. The sanitation division controls the usage of the prison. Consultant researchers E. Smith, S. Ross, A. Wesker must be present if virus is used. Triple locked door. No one is allowed to enter unless they present all passcode documents. Passcode documents must be created on the specialized output machine by the chief researcher of each block. Power room, only headquarters supervisors may enter. This restriction may not apply if the consultant researcher has received special permission. No one is allowed to use the passcode output machine except the chief researchers. Basement level 4, top secret. Regarding the progress of Tyrant after the usage of T-Virus, remaining document is unreadable. Security system has been filed. So that basically gives us a readout of the purpose of each of the levels of this entire laboratory. And now, let's go take a look at what's on those slides. Umbrella Corp, bioweapons. M90, MA39 Cerberus. Phi-3 Neptune. MA121 Hunter. 2002 Tyrant, or T002 Tyrant. Bioweapon Research Institute R&D staff. One of those researchers looks like the guy from the third Resident Evil movie, the main bad guy in that movie. And of course, one of them just so happens to look like Albert Wesker. And his main name was also mentioned in that document we just read. Pretty much it's obvious where this is leading up to. But we won't know for sure until we meet with Wesker himself. I kind of wish there was more of a detective thing going on here to find out who the traitor is and expose him, rather than just, well, you'll figure it out. Facts. To General Manager, Sanitation Division, from Special Committee on Disasters, Raccoon Special Research DMP. This memorandum is strictly confidential and must be destroyed as soon as it is understood. Regarding the T-virus outbreak which occurred recently, the committee conducted a field survey. According to the survey results, estimates on the amount of damage caused by the accident are considerably greater than reported earlier. First, although it is very difficult to attain accurate data in terms of actual numbers, it is thought that more than half the researchers died after exposure to the T-virus. The body count will most likely increase since nearly all of the survivors show symptoms associated with the T-virus. Second, our security system is still in operation. However, our special security guard squad has been nearly wiped out. Because of that, research information considered by our company to be top secret has been leaked out to outsiders. Countermeasures should be enacted as soon as possible. Lastly, many of the subjects from the experiment have escaped and are out of control. We believe that some of the researchers were killed by these subjects and their bodies were mutilated. By curious coincidence, these events are proof of the success of our research. However, there is also a high risk that this news may be leaked to the press if we don't act immediately. The condition is very serious. Our operation to cover up the situation is difficult to attain. However, we hope the problem will be solved quickly. We are especially concerned that the state police and stars are intervening too quickly. We need to act on the situation as well. Fax has been filed. Really, I need to give myself a break. Since this is post-commentary, I really couldn't time it right, considering Dusami's slow-ass recording option. Passcode number 1. I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son. Passcode 1 has been filed. The interesting thing about these passcodes is that they're experts from the Bible, particularly Genesis. I think this leads up to the theme of the whole idea of what was intended from these bioweapon experiments. So even early on in this game, the whole revelation about becoming a god and ruling over a race of superhumans as present in Resident Evil 5 was already around since the very first game. Which is pretty cool, actually. And it's pretty much the only symbolism I can think of defining this game. There's an operating table. And some shotgun shells on that operating table. Alright. This puzzle is entirely optional, but if you want to save a certain somebody, you're gonna have to bear through it. The goal is to push the boxes onto those grates, and to push the stairs underneath the ventilation shaft. Unfortunately, if anything touches that button, it'll activate. It doesn't manually activate like the last one did back in the mansion. So be very careful not to touch it. The map should give you a fairly good indication of where this ventilation shaft leads to. That little L-shaped room in the center of the green hallway. Alright, we're almost done. Second box is almost in place. Alright. Now all we have to do is get the stairs in place. Oh, great. Okay, good. First time that happened, I was kind of freaking out because I thought that thing got stuck on the stairs. Or, not the stairs. The stairs got stuck on the operating table. Fortunately, it was just my character's body interfacing with the table. Blah, blah, blah. I really don't like how I get so technical sometimes. Alright. Time to slide in. There's a air shaft. Would you like going in it? Sure, why not? And here lies the output machine. Modis in passcode 2. I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies. Quite clearly, these experts seem to suggest that the whole point of these bioweapons was to create an army of super soldiers or something along those lines. Something that even the current military couldn't beat. To take over the world. Very clever way of putting it, though. Zombie Gun. Apply directly to the forehead. More flame rounds. Alrighty. We're certainly well stocked. I know some of the more veteran players might rant at me for doing this and not resorting to the grenade launcher, but I guess I like a little bit of challenge. These guys are known as chimaras, or I think that's what they're called, the chimara. Basically, they're part fly, part human, and they're disgusting as hell. When you kill them, maggots come out of their body. I mean, for most people, that's pretty gross. They're notably tough. They're tougher than hunters, if I'm to be bold here. They can take more shots from a magnum than a hunter, and they're also much more maneuverable. They're trickier to shoot at. Which is definitely saying something, considering how tough the hunters are. Look at this is ridiculous. 5 shotgun shells. That's what it took to take it out. And here's the last output machine. It's right there. Whatever. In you go. Passcode number 3. And through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. So yeah, there's the idea for the whole concept of Umbrella's goals, or a particular someone's goals in Umbrella, who we all know is Spencer. Of course, I think his name was mentioned in this game. My guess is that he wasn't. Umbrella was, in general, the evil corporation that wanted to do shit with the virus. I swear these camera angles are so evil. It's at times like these that make you kind of regret bringing weaker weapons to a battlefield instead of bringing your top arsenal. Bastard. Gotta make some distance. He almost gets the SWAT on me several times. Damn it. I forgot how much ammo I've wasted on these guys so far. Any day now. Any day now. Yeah, I was getting really ticked off, because this last Chimara was giving me so much trouble. And then I finally get him. Power connection switch. The elevator power is off. Will you connect it? Success. The elevator power is on. That glowing yellow and orange square on our map is where we need to go. However, guys, we are nearly out of time, so I'll end it on this note. We are going to prepare for the final battle and for a shocking revelation in Episode 9 of Firon's commentaries of Resident Evil Deadly Silence Classic Jill. This has been your commentator, Firon, and I will see you all next time. Ciao.